Mic check. I'm checking the mic. Thanks, John. All right, y'all. I'm here. We had the microphone issue again, dealing with the mute button there, but I'm in. So we're gonna skip right past what I said about my day. It wasn't important anyways. The title for tonight is self-defense. Generally speaking, when you hear the word self-defense, we normally think about, physical personal protection, martial arts. We even think about boxing, right? And other styles and forms of fighting. Some people hear the word self-defense and immediately they think about weapons. Think about guns, knives, and mace, things along those lines. I'll give you a brief definition of the word self-defense. The defense of one's person or interest, especially through the use of physical force. Self-defense, right? And it says especially, not only, but especially through physical force. So the reason I bring up self-defense tonight is because we got a lot of people who tend to live in self-defense mode. They live in self-defense mode, and it doesn't matter how nice the environment is. It doesn't matter how nice the people are around them. None of that matters. The only thing that matters to them is I gotta protect myself. And so I want to talk a little bit about people who are easily offended. Okay? I'm not getting into any kind of a physical self-defense talk right now. This is about verbal issues when people are too easily offended. People that are too easily offended are some of the most complicated people to be around. Specifically because it's like you gotta walk on eggshells when you're dealing with these folks. These people are usually very insecure, and they tend to think that the world owes them a higher level of understanding and sensitivity, say, than everybody else. And this fact alone, it makes them really, really complicated to deal with. They tend to wear their feelings on their collars and their sleeves. Okay? I mean, you can see it from a mile away that this person is probably not approachable, and if you're bold enough to approach them, they'll likely make you regret it. Even nice things, like, let's say even compliments, can be offensive to this type. Have you ever seen a pretty lady, right? You see a woman and you go over to her and you tell her, "Hey, you look pretty today." And her response is something silly like, I look pretty every day. So in essence, this woman just chose to be offended by the fact that you told her that she looked pretty today. She found some way to flip that statement on you and make it something bad. More than likely, this isn't your girlfriend or your wife. Yet for some reason, she thinks you owe her a compliment that includes every day instead of just today. So I guess because I say something like, "Hey, you look pretty today," that means that maybe I don't think you look pretty any other day. I know that I'm not the only person who's dealt with this kind of nonsense, and I don't quite understand. It's not just women, but that's the best example that I could think of to give. It's a in my opinion, it's a pretty common one. If you slip up right? And fail to walk on those eggshells, and you make a statement that's even slightly exclusive as opposed to inclusive of more time, especially, it's going to be a problem. Now, I have a clear understanding that in order for people to get this way, generally speaking, in order for people to get this way, there has to have been some sort of a trauma, some sort of past trauma. And I get it. But the problem for those people is this. It's really simple. And if you're one of these people, or you know one of these people, it's as simple as this. The world is not responsible for catering to your needs or to that person's needs. And instead of that person choosing to go to therapy to actually work on the issue, they'd rather mistreat the rest of the world, who actually more than likely had nothing to do with the past traumas. And again, I know I'm not the only person who's dealt with this type. Okay, they treat everybody in the world as if they are responsible for whatever thing happened to them back in 1999 that keeps them pissed off today. And you probably didn't even know this person back in 1999. Hell, you probably just met the person yesterday. So I said it before and I'll say it again, right? And let's get a little bit closer for this one. You cannot fix another person, nor can another person fix you. Okay? Personal repairs come from within. Anything else is just a suggestion or an attempted suggestion. So take a minute and find a way to look inward for solutions for these problems. And if you're unable to do it, which in most cases we're not trained or equipped to fix ourselves, right? So seek therapy. Get some kind of help. Get somebody that knows more than you. They can make the right types of suggestions. Maybe you'll be willing to follow. You got to get that monkey off your back. All right? Because it ain't my fault. And the people around you, more than likely, it's not their fault that you just pissed off at the world and so easily offended. Anyways, when it comes to dealing with these folks, okay? Again, I'm no authority on any of this. I'm not the therapist. It's just me, Darian Gray. Okay, but for me, when it comes to dealing with these types, don't bother walking on those eggshells. Okay? Don't bother walking on those eggshells for these people, because what they'll do, here's the dynamics of the relationship. Okay? They expect you to do work for them that they're not willing to do for themselves. That's basically what it boils down to. They expect you to do work for them that they are not willing to do for themselves. Can you see it? I mean, picture yourself walking on eggshells. Literally. Picture yourself walking on eggshells and trying your best not to break them. Now picture the other person stay across the room from you, and the easily offended person stands back and watches to see if you're going to break those eggshells. That's how bad it is. It's like those eggshells are their feelings, and they lay them out there for any and everybody to step on, walk on, whatever it is. kind of like the rest of us, right? But they watch so closely, and they're gonna pounce on you, right? The second that you make a false move, the second that one of those eggshells crack. Can you see it now? Can you kind of understand where it is I'm coming from when it comes to making sure that you keep your sanity? Look, I had a conversation with a person the other day, a person actually rather dear to me, and I tried to explain to her the really basic concept of, say, the old cliche, you can't please everybody, right? You can't please everybody. And this is just a little bit off subject. We got into this heated conversation. We can call it an argument if we will, but got into this heated debate. And I'm trying to get her to understand, look, it's not my responsibility to shape other people's perceptions of me, right? And the point that I was trying to get across to her is really simple. I got people who love me. I got people who like me. I got people who don't like me. And I got people who hate me. And I can be one person walking into one room, making one statement. And if you got those 4 different people, right? The one who hates me, the one who doesn't like me, the one who likes me, and the one who loves me. If you have those 4 people in the same room, I can make one statement. All 4 of those people are going to hear something different. All 4 of those people are going to feel something different. And so I can't take responsibility for how you feel about what it is I'm saying. I can't take responsibility for what it is you see or hear or become aware of because of what I'm saying. It is what it is, especially with somebody like me who, generally speaking, tries to tell the truth. I can't do anything about everybody else's feelings. It would be literally like, let's say if we just had those 4 people, it's literally like trying to have 4 personalities. I got to figure out what all of y'all need in order for me to be liked or loved by you. I'm not concerned. And so I kind of go back to, the easily offended, these people with these imaginary boxing gloves on, just constantly got their hands up, right? You kind of have to view them in that particular way. Somebody who's easily offended, think of them as, okay, I'm ready. The minute you say something, I'm ready. I'm ready to come back. And you can be the nicest person in the world to them. It's not going to make a bit of difference. So, as I said before, my new goal is to kind of keep the videos, or at least the live stream, shorter until there's a need to keep them in. Until there's a need to make them longer. As for right now, it's not. I certainly appreciate everybody who comes out or who watches these videos, whether it's live or you watch them later. I appreciate it. Again, the goal is to continue to bring these live streams every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and then of course start to add on to it. And then even at some point, start to put out some edited videos. And then even during the live streams, hopefully some folks will get interested enough, that is, once I have enough people tuning in for the live streams, hopefully people will start getting interested enough to actually want to call in. I got a button here and my finger's been itching to touch it for these Zoom calls, because honestly, to sit here in a room by myself and pay attention to the cameras and try to check and make sure that the microphone is on and run my mouth for however long, it's tough. It is tough. That's not a complaint, but it's tough. I would love to have somebody who wanted to chit chat with me, via Zoom. But that more than likely won't be tonight. All right, folks. So at the end of it, I'm always talking about what to avoid. Avoid these emotional judo champs. Okay, these emotional judo champs, because what they're gonna do to you is they're gonna beat the hell out of you every chance they get. You come to them as happy and as nice as you can be. You say something that's even remotely away from whatever it is they think they need, they're offended. Just like that. Okay? So, I'm not going to try to drag it out. Thank you for tuning in to the A16 Fix. Please check out the other videos. Like, share, comment. I'm open to all of it, okay? Thank you very much. You all have a good night.